What could be better than contributing to the enrichment of a young person's life through the arts? WAMSO, the Minnesota Orchestra Volunteer Association, reaches thousands of children and young adults by giving them the opportunity to experience the magic and power of orchestral music. Founded in 1949, WAMSO has supported the internationally acclaimed Minnesota Orchestra by donating over $10 million through fundraising endeavors, commissioning orchestral pieces, and providing the service of hundreds of volunteers each year. While supporting the Minnesota Orchestra, the Twin Cities' most prestigious music organization, WAMSO's mission is to create and nurture education programs that bring classical music to young people. WAMSO produces the popular music education program Kinderconcerts. Kinderconcerts has garnered national awards from the American Symphony Orchestra League and reaches thousands of preschool children annually. WAMSO's highly regarded Young Artist Competition attracts many of the country's finest young musicians to Orchestra Hall each year for a weekend of high-level classical music competition.
Well, I tell you, it's hard for you to realize nowadays that the orchestra needed somebody to explain to the public that they had needs. And you won't believe it, I suppose, when I tell you, my husband happened to be on the executive committee of the orchestra at the time, and he said, no, there's not a single merchant who's giving any money, and they don't even know the story of the orchestra. And so he went up and down Nicollet Avenue and got money for the first time from the merchants on Nicollet Avenue. And so I really realized that the women had to go out and get organized and tell the story of the orchestra. There are certainly a number of programs that WAMSO does that are intensely rewarding, aside from the fact that it's a volunteer job.
Supporting the Minnesota Orchestra is WAMSO's heart. Music education is our soul. WAMSO's main function for Minnesota Orchestra is raising awareness and funds that we direct back to help support the orchestra and all of its endeavors here in the Twin Cities. Arts education is being whittled back in the schools, so it's that much more important that we find other outlets to get arts education into the hands of children today. Experiencing live performing arts brings out emotions in children and in adults that you cannot match anywhere else.
There's an entirely different feeling. There's a rapport between what goes on the stage that produces the music and you sit down and listen to it. And of course, with the music education programs, they have a chance to walk around and see the musicians and know that they aren't strange people from Mars, and handle the instruments, and they can play drums, and they can do all kinds of things. It personalizes it.
Each year, the Kinderconcerts program involves more than 7,000 children who experience a classical orchestra up close.
Responding to an increased need in our community, WAMSO is partnering with the Minnesota Orchestra to take our award-winning Kinderconcerts program on the road. This will enable children in our community who would not otherwise be able to come down to Orchestra Hall to hear a concert in the setting within their school system.
Another of WAMSO's signature series is the Young Artist Competition. Designed to showcase and reward outstanding young musicians, its winners receive monetary awards as well as prestigious performance opportunities. They often go on to achieve excellence in orchestras around the world.
My connection to WAMSO is that through their programs, through the Young Artist Competition, I have the opportunity to solo with the Minnesota Orchestra, and there is no greater honor than that. The value of WAMSO for the Minnesota Orchestra is immeasurable. They do so much for us. One of WAMSO's most important roles is educating young people, the future concert goers. I was a part of the Kinderconcerts about 3 years ago, performing and doing violin demonstrations for the little children. And that's one of the most special programs that WAMSO has provided for the Twin Cities community.
It's so exciting to speak with these former winners and to hear how winning WAMSO's Young Artist Competition has furthered their professional careers.
WAMSO is comprised of volunteers of diverse backgrounds and experiences. As an independent, nonprofit organization, WAMSO's board of directors, program leaders, and over 500 active volunteers donate approximately 10,000 hours, valued at over $175,000 each year, in the management of current projects and the planning of future events. WAMSO is an organization for everyone and anyone with a passion for music.
I've been a volunteer for the orchestra and WAMSO for over 25 years. What a privilege and opportunity it has been for me personally. I've been able to work with community leaders, I've been able to raise funds, and more than that, I've developed great friendships. You almost become a member of the orchestra family.
I think WAMSO sets a standard, and I think it's an essential standard these days because there have been so many cuts in funding for music education in the schools. It's an essential partnership with our community, and volunteers are involved in all aspects, from fundraising to actually volunteering for the specific programs. It's a matter of lifelong learning and developing a love of music.
Personally, I feel WAMSO as a group of friends of the orchestra. We want to do a great music, but it's like a team what needs background, and WAMSO is one part of those very important background people. WAMSO takes care of young people so that they know their way to the concert hall.
WAMSO's impact in the community is the result of the dedicated efforts of many people, and we need your involvement. Your participation as a WAMSO member will open the door to friendships and many rewarding experiences. Your financial support directly affects music education for children and the volunteer efforts of WAMSO. A gift to WAMSO of your time, talent, or charitable giving is an investment in the future of music in our community.